What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards Everywhere here, bring you another weekly League deck profile. So I have a Statue of Liberty deck this week. We are trying to take advantage of the new card Nanocusaurus. So I'll give a quick rundown of the deck and we'll jump into a game. So first off we have Direwolf. On the draw, your cards in hand gain 16 power until played. And then on the return, your opponent's remaining cards in hand lose 4 power until played. Next we have Columbian Mammoth. On the draw, if your deck has 2 or more history cards, this card loses 40 power until played. Next, Cave Bear. On the draw, if your deck has 3 or more Natural Monuments cards, your Mammals and Ice Age cards, wherever they are, gain 25 power until played. Then we have Short-Faced Bear. On the return, if you are losing the round, steal 15 power from your opponent this round. Then we have the new card, Nanocusaurus. On the play, if played between 2 Ice Age cards, 6 of your random Paleontology cards, wherever they are, gain 24 power until played. Then we have the Mythic Unicorn. On the draw, this card gains 77 power this turn. Next up we have the Space Portion. We have another Mythic, Planet X. On the play, if your deck has 9 or fewer space cards, your space cards wherever they are gain 14 power permanently. If your deck contains exactly 4 space cards, give them an additional 14 power until played. Next up, the Ultra Fusion Hypernova. On the draw, this card gains 100 power this turn. Then we have Eris. On the draw, your space cards, wherever they are, lose 10 power permanently. And then on the return, your space cards, wherever they are, gain 20 power permanently. And Eris is part of the arena this week. Next we have HD. At the start of a turn, this card loses 50 power until played. So we want to play this as soon as we draw it. Then we have Terminator. On the draw, this card gains 40 power permanently. And then on the return, if it's the last turn of a round, this card costs -2 energy permanently. And the last base card is Supermassive Black Hole. On the return, for every non-space card in your deck, give your space cards, wherever they are, 3 power until played. And lastly, we have the Science Portion. The first one is Statue of Liberty. On the play, if your deck has exactly 6 science cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain 21 power until played, and then repeat for each album. Then we have Zangidanxia Landforms. On the return, if you are leading by 100 power or more, a random card in your hand gains 120 power until played. Next up, Dark Web. Since everyone is playing big stuff this week, it is a very good card. On the play, for each card in your opponent's deck with a base power of 60 or more, up to a maximum of 5, your cards wherever they are with 60 or more base power gain 3 power permanently. So we're looking for that 15 power permanent bonus. Next up, Jet Car. On the play, your cards adjacent to this gain 80 power this turn, and then on the return you lose 40 power for 3 turns. Next up, Antimatter. On the play, this card loses 150 power, and the card opposite this loses 150 power this turn. I did have Forces of Nature card in here, the Eye of the Storm, but I found it was a bit too disruptive for my own hand, trying to get off Nanocusaurus. And lastly, we have Mount Everest. On the draw, if it's before round 3 turn 2, this card costs +1 energy until played. And if it's after round 3 turn 2, this card costs -1 energy until played. And then on the play, if it's the round 3 turn 2, give this card and the cards adjacent 45 power permanently. So that is the deck, guys. I have some mixed results, but for the most part it does win games. I've been doing a little bit of grinding with it, trying to tweak it a bit. And I'm fairly happy with it where it's at. It still doesn't stand up to the top tier big decks, but it can certainly put up a fight. So here we go into round 1. We have found a real opponent as well, so we'll say hello. And we go with the Hypernova, Planet X, and the Dark Web. Although I think I will get the permanent buffs in front for a 309 start. So what are we playing here? Probably a Statue of Liberty deck as well. So the boxing with the Eye of Raz, a fairly decent combo. So unfortunately we got HD at a bad time there. So we'll get it around with Jet Car. And we get the Short Face Bear as well. So that will put us in front. And hopefully we'll be able to coast by on the last turn. So we're not too far ahead. We'll see what we draw. If we're not drawing anything decent, I'll give up the round and just try and get Nanocosaurus off. I think I will draw Mount Everest in time if I play it now. So I will try to do so. So that's 228. I don't think it'll be enough, so we won't get the Zangi effect. So we did lose the round. I did expect that. But that's okay. We'll play for the longer game. So here we go. Round 2. Still didn't draw another card for the Nanocosaurus to work. So we hit a fairly bad card there with Antimatter, but it wouldn't have been much of a difference in what we hit. So that's okay, and we get a decent lead for the start of the round. So we finally get one of our Nanocosaurus off. So we go Woolly Mammoth, Nano, and we get the Direwolf around for a 270 plus the boosts. And then next turn we'll get Eris around. We'll see what the opponent throws out. So it is a World Turtle deck. I didn't realise that until now. So very interesting. I do like a good World Turtle deck. I still try to get the auto-tune to work every now and again, but it's just not as good as Turtle. But I expect Statue of Liberty to be brought down soon to meet the other cards in the game. I expect it to be brought down to probably 18 power or maybe 16. That's about what I see. But here we go. We won the second round. So that puts us back in the game here. And we have the arena bonus here for our Ice Age cards. So I'll hold on to it for now, and we'll get the HDs and the Hypernova around. And we'll get the Jet card to get the permanent buffs as well. So it's another strong start from the opponent. So he was able to sneak ahead here for the start of the round. But I'm fairly hopeful the Ice Age arena bonus will carry us through. And we drew Everest in time as well, so that is just perfect. So that should put us back in the well ahead here for the last turn of the round. So I think we should be safe enough this game. So we'll try and get around some of our buff cards to help us out here in the final round. The opponent will have his Heimdall, I believe. So it will be a difficult enough round. So we go Supermassive with the Zangi, and then we'll get the statue for a 374. We'll hope that is enough. See what the opponent does here. He is waiting down the timer for some reason, but we'll just have to wait and see. Also, he put in maybe Jet Car? No. So the opponent is playing a more of a buff hand as well. But thankfully, we were able to get the Zangia Langforms off, so that will put us in a very good position here for our next round. And we have our own Jet Car here for the final turn if we need it. But since we drew the Nanocusaurus, I'm going to go with the Jet Car straight away. And that will also set us up for the last round if we do lose this one. So we were able to get a fairly massive lead here on the opponent. So 400 will be difficult enough to come back from, even with the Heimdall boost. And I do believe we'll be getting some of our good space cards around very, very soon. So I'm going to go for the Nanocusaurus combo. I know I am missing out on Unicorn here, but I think in the long run it will be better. And if we don't get a good hand here, I can just dump Unicorn and aim for the final round of the game. But I think we will be able to pull through this round. If the opponent has a Sidonia in hand, he will need to play it now. So let's go HD, Hybernova and the Planet X for a 720 and see if the opponent can do anything about that. Oh, so he had a Godzilla in the waiting, but I don't think it was enough. So, good game indeed. Very close, but it was a good showcase of the deck, I think. So if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about the deck. And I will catch you later in the week with more Cards Everywhere videos. Cards Everywhere, out.